I'd be like, Mom!
You don't know anything.
Mom, get out of my room!
This is not a training bra.
This is not a training bra!
And flash my titties to my mom.
What was I pushing up with a push-up bra in 2011? Why? No.
Why was that necessary?
Yeah. I mean, I bought that at Victoria's Secret and snuck home that bag.
Oh
Same
my
with my
God.
first thongs, too.
I was going to say, our
washing
friend,
them in the sink so my mom was...
It's a bit niche. We're back with yet another episode of a bitch.
A bitch.
Of a bitch. A bitch niche.
Welcome back to another episode of A Bit Niche.
Woo!
I'm Laurel.
And I'm Abby. And this is a bit niche.
And this is A Bit Niche.
As we said, you might not know.
This episode, since we are rounding out our 2024 season,
Yes.
is the movie New Year's Eve from 2011
To 2012.
to 2012.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! We are all so excited for what 2012 has in store.
Absolutely. And in real life, this will be coming out in 2025.
2025.
Actually, I'm not ready for that.
That's
Well, we're
wild.
already here. When they're hearing this, we're here.
Right.
So I better get ready.
Mm-hmm. It's coming, whether you want it to or not. Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of, do we want to talk about our, 2011, our
think we
2012 New
should.
Year's? What was
Yeah.
happening during those years?
Yeah, I
for
think
us?
we should set the stage for when this movie was filmed or was released.
Right.
Because, okay, and background too, this was another movie that I had seen and Abby hadn't.
The crowd's shocked. Shocked.
But yeah, so it came out when we were 14, 15 years
Yes,
old.
I think 2012 was freshman year of high school.
Yes.
The end of it.
Yeah. So,
Right?
I think so.
We're in the prime of our youth.
It was a pivotal time, I think, for both of us. For better or worse.
For better or
So I
worse.
think we should maybe set the stage of where we were
Yes.
at this time. Mm-hmm. And then really we can contextualize all of the references, because watching this movie, even though I had seen it, it made me feel so old.
I got that too, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that in a little bit too. But let's set the stage. Abby, bring us back to 2011. Abby.
Where was I? Like I said, I was bopping around as a freshman in high school. I was just going to say I went to North St. Paul High School. My address is...
Who was your homeroom teacher?
I don't remember a single teacher. Like,
Really?
no, I remember a few of them, but I'm really bad at remembering their names. I know that, like, they're influential and stuff, and I had a few I liked, but...
We support public education.
No, we really do.
Pay our teachers more, even though Abby won't remember their names.
Clearly, we know I'm really bad at names, which we can talk about that later.
Yeah, this was a tough one for Abby because the cast is stacked.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. Well, no, I mean
There's some heavy hitters,
Yeah,
too.
there are some heavy
but
hitters.
there's also, like, if there's more than one or two leads, I'm not remembering your name.
right, and there's like 20 simultaneous storylines.
Yeah.
So.
It was far too much for me.
Right.
And that is also how high school was for me. Far too much. Pretty much what was I doing? In 2011, like, in 2012, I was kind of, like, just entering my era of, like, fucking shit up,
Oh.
But when I say that, I mean, like, I didn't drink or do drugs. I was just... I guess I didn't have my license yet. It was really when I got that license in 2012. Oh, my God. Really? No.
I sure did.
Couldn't have been.
I think I was a junior.
Sophomore. I was a sophomore. I definitely had a vehicle
Sophomore,
to drive
yeah.
around. Okay, well, my parents drove me everywhere, too.
Yeah. I mean, so were you a naughty kid?
No, I really wasn't. No. I was a good kid all throughout high school. My whole life, really. I'm just a good kid.
What was your friend group like?
Lily.
It was just Lily.
Yeah.
Cool. Shout out to Lily.
So freshman year, I hung out with Lily. At that point, my friend Callie was still at our school and hadn't moved, and then my cousins. And that was pretty much throughout all of high school. I would say like winter and New Year's that year was probably spent with Lily and just us hanging out in one of our basements probably. And yeah, pretty much my whole life in high school revolved around hanging out with those people and then playing sports. So I would have been playing hockey at the time.
Did you go to like school dances or anything like that?
Ooh, snow days freshman year. I hated my dress. It was
snow
so
days
ugly.
like,
it's like the winter formal.
Okay, is it the Sadie Hawkins?
No, we also had that. That was more like in the fall, I think, right? Yeah. And I don't think I went my freshman year, but I did go to snow days my freshman year. Dress hideous.
Oh.
I actually don't think I liked any of my dresses from high school, but. So, Laurel, what were you up to in 2011?
Ooh, yeah. So similarly, didn't have too much going on.
No, literally, I'm like, I really wasn't that.
Yeah, I mean,
cool.
I wasn't like a, I don't know, really cool kid or you know, like I went to such a big high school, so I just had like my
same.
little group, and we were really naive, which at the time was like, wow, like we're so lame, we don't do anything, but we were babies.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we weren't doing anything.
Right.
Like, I'm so glad we weren't drinking or doing drugs
Yes.
or like hooking up with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
We're like, you know, the craziest thing we would do is go like put traffic cones in the middle of like our suburban streets and be like, oh, this is so funny.
We're crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, I was really just playing sports and not talking to boys and, you know, yeah, I don't know, sleeping with, having sleepovers with my friends, which is probably the first time that I saw this movie was at like a friend's sleepover.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that there was really any big life events for me in 2011. My dog died. That was sad.
Oh, R.I.P. Sorry about that.
Yeah, big time sad. But I think that was it.
I think that was it. Here's the moral of the story. Although this movie did give us a little bit of an existential crisis, we didn't peak in high school, and we both know that.
No. Is this our peak?
Are
we
I think I'm just slightly past my peak, actually. I think this year was my peak.
Okay. I don't really want to know what my peak is.
I don't either.
Like, I hope it hasn't happened yet.
actively think it might have been this year.
Okay. It was a good year.
It was a really good year for me.
Well, then I hope there's more really good years, too.
Austin's looking at me like, what? We literally got married. I got married this year. I started the year in Thailand, got married. We've been to New York. That makes a year. We had a fun summer in Milwaukee.
We started a podcast.
I've been doing so much art.
Yeah.
But yeah, essentially we didn't peak in high school, and I'm proud of us for that. But
Yeah, me too.
this could be our peak, this podcast.
And I'm all right with it.
Me too.
I'd be proud of that.
I agree.
I mean, look at us. It's a long pause.
Keep it all in there.
Another thing that we need to talk about is how one really big
Oh my God.
cultural milestone at this time, which I completely forgot about,
Yeah.
was how everyone thought the world was ending in 2012.
It's just crazy.
Which, like, they're like, oh, the Mayan calendar.
I was going to say, was it the Mayan calendar
I
that
think
ended
so.
in 2012?
Yeah. And then everyone was like, okay, I guess go crazy.
That's it.
The world's going to end.
Yeah.
Because the Mayans got tired of writing. Or I don't know. Like, yeah.
So I guess that's one thing. Like, I can honestly admit that I was a little scared.
Oh my God,
Because
yeah.
obviously you're a freshman in high school. I know. We've always been smart, level-headed people. So I know, like, okay, the world's not just going to, like, combust. I'll be fine. I'll be here tomorrow. But there's that little bit of you, like me, with undiagnosed anxiety.
I was just going to say undiagnosed,
said,
untreated anxiety.
That,
What if?
what if?
Yeah. Hug your loved ones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Text everyone you know.
Just in case. Like, oh, haha, it's funny.
So,
oh. But actually, we could die.
As much as, we make fun of it now, I gotta be honest, I was anxious about it.
Yeah. Well, and I think generally, too, for me, part of the reason why I have such mixed feelings around this holiday is because there's just a lot of anxiety around it.
Yes.
It's like, okay, the year's ending. First, social anxiety. I have to have plans.
Yeah.
Where am I going to be?
Right.
Who am I going to, like, be around?
Yeah.
Especially at this time, it's like, oh, all I want is a New Year's kiss.
Yes.
You know, but I end up in, like, my basement with, like, my 3 closest friends, you know? And, you know, just, like, the anxiety around, like, starting a new year.
Yeah. And everyone places, like, a lot of pressure, whatever, like, they put a lot of stock into, like, having New Year's resolutions.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And I've just never been that type of person. Like, you know, I started a new goal of not watching TikToks in the morning, like, literally 2 weeks ago. Because I was like, why would I wait until the new year? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, aren't you guys constantly thinking and goal setting and thinking about what your life's gonna look like?
Right. Or just thinking of, you
Worrying.
know. Well, yeah, I constantly
I've never
worry.
stopped.
No, I don't know what it's like to be at ease.
No. So it's like, yeah.
What, I need to think of more things? I have a constant list. Like,
Right.
there are pages filled
of
with things I
lists.
want to change about myself.
Goes through all of this.
It's
It's blank.
But, look, I can't give up.
Side is
I can't
blank.
give up the good
This is
stuff
like
for
the
free.
17th journal, okay,
Oh,
of the year.
It is. Yeah. So, anyways, mixed feelings about the holiday in general.
Oh,
but,
yeah. Big
but
mixed
the movie
feelings.
is fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess we could talk a little bit more specifically about the movie and what I thought about it before watching.
Tell me, Abby, then after finally watching it, did you enjoy it?
I really did. I think I'm kind of a big fan of movies similar to this. Like, I've seen, I think it's Valentine's Day, which is like a similar vibe of having a bunch of different really famous people all in this movie and, like, the storylines kind of coinciding. One thing I am pissed about myself is the fact that in my predictions, I didn't talk about the fact that it was in New York. Why didn't I guess that? Why didn't I clarify that? Like, of course.
Yeah. I kind of forgot about that, too.
Yeah.
Well, because, again, I think I haven't seen this for probably, like, 10 years. But, yeah, the first scene is, like, in Times Square, and I was like, oh, yeah.
Of course.
NYC.
Yeah.
Our city.
Yeah, literally, where I was born and raised.
Yeah, you can hear those sirens. That's down in the city.
Yeah, down in the city.
Down in the city.
Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx.
The Bronx.
What do you know about it? Staten Island.
Newark.
Coney Island.
There are a lot of jokes in this movie that are just specifically for New Yorkers. So if you're not...
We could probably, like, if you have any questions about those, dissecting, like, you know...
We can tell you. We
Yeah,
can
the
give you
local
kind of
area. We could help you out.
Yeah, and the different boroughs.
Yeah, not everyone knows all of those.
No. You know, and let's just run through a few of the cast members.
Right.
So
Because I don't know their names.
Because one, Abby doesn't know their names, and two, there's so many.
So many. Which,
Okay.
by the way, how do movies like this make any money? You're paying all these people so much.
Yeah. So I
for
do.
a average movie.
Yeah. And some of them are only in it for like a few
Yeah.
minutes or seconds.
Right.
So, and I do think that Valentine's Day, the movie, came before this one. And I think,
really?
I think they made a lot of money off Valentine's Day. Because I honestly do think Valentine's Day is a better movie than this one. But everyone watched Valentine's Day, I felt like. So then they're like, oh, let's do another one. And, like, it'll all at least even out.
Yeah.
I don't know if it did. We should look that up.
Right. I think actually in the credits of the movie,
They
pull the Valentine's Day
Yes.
movie out of her
Vagina.
coochie.
That's right. Okay, so a few of the cast members here. We have Halle Berry, Jessica Biel, Bon Jovi, wild, Abigail Breslin, Ludacris, Ludacop, Robert De Niro, Zac Efron, Josh Duhamel, Katherine Heigl, Leah Michele, Sarah Jessica Parker, Ashton Kutcher, Seth Meyers, Michelle Pfeiffer, Sofia Vergara, Hilary Swank, how do you say his name? Till Schweiger?
I don't know. He's creepy vibes.
His character did have creepy vibes. So, and there are even more, but those are just like, I think the main ones in the central, like, 8 storylines.
Yeah.
Which, like, it is a lot to follow. and this movie did a worse job of Valentine's Day of connecting them.
Yeah.
Felt a little lazy.
Right. And I don't remember any of their names.
No, me neither. So we're probably just going to be referring to them either by, like, their character's occupation or outfit.
Yeah.
Or the actor's name.
Actors' names, yeah. So I'll be using their character's job because I don't know the actor's name. Speaking of, we might as well just expose myself
doing it?
because I don't think you mentioned Phoebe.
Yes, I did. I said Katherine Heigl.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't even know her name.
I don't
so
know
how
her
would you
name.
know if I mentioned it? How would you know? You're trying.
Run the tapes back. Did she say
Josh Duhamel, Katherine Heigl, Leah Michele. How dare you try and expose my ass when you don't even know her name?
So I might have gotten a little confused, and I kind of loved the vibes of the chef, of Katherine Heigl. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, her. And I thought that was Phoebe from Friends. It's not.
No.
And I didn't know that those were, two separate people. I didn't know Lisa Kudrow. Yeah. Lisa Kudrow and Katherine Heigl. Not the same people.
Heard it here first.
And this Katherine girl is not Phoebe from Friends.
No,
so
she's not.
I've been in all of my notes I took, I've been calling her like Chef Phoebe. And Laurel rocked my world this morning with that information.
Yeah, as we were outlining and planning for this episode, I had to break that to her, and
Devastating.
yeah, we had to take a little break after that, but
Hold space for that.
we have to hold space for Chef Phoebe, for Katherine Heigl. You know what? I don't want to hold space for Katherine Heigl.
Oh.
We'll talk about that later, maybe.
It's like, will we?
Maybe not. We say that a lot. We found in the past few episodes, we're like, oh yeah, don't worry, we'll talk about that later. Why don't we just talk about it now? All right, I'll talk about it.
Yeah, do it.
Okay. Katherine Heigl. I have a complicated relationship to Katherine Heigl. Phoebe. Because she's in a lot of movies that I really love. Like 27 Dresses.
I can't help you.
I know, she's in so many of those movies. Like, what's the one that also has Josh Duhamel? Whatever. She's in a lot of those rom-coms. She's in, like, Knocked Up. And I like those movies, and I like her in those movies. But I just know that generally she isn't really loved by the public, and I don't really know why. I don't really know why people don't like her. Maybe it's, like, a misogynist thing.
Yeah, probably.
Because she's not very, like, she doesn't always come off as very, like, warm and bubbly. Which, women don't have to be.
Yeah.
But...
Going down a rabbit hole.
Yes, but for some reason, she just rubs me the wrong way.
But I actually fucking hate her.
I actually don't like her. And I feel like, and it's not really her fault, it's more the writing. Because they always try to make her this, like, relatable girly. And she's, like, a gorgeous woman, like, very, stereotypically, like, a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Very, like, in shape, whatever. And they always try and make her so relatable. Like, ooh, see, she eats a lot of food.
Yeah.
And, like, she drinks beer. And she likes sports.
One of the guys.
Yeah, and it's just like, why do they always have to make her such a pick-me?
Yeah.
You know, I hate that. So it's Katherine Heigl. It's not your fault that we hate you.
I never said I hated her.
I don't hate her either, but it's not your fault that the world hates you.
Right.
So
yeah,
that's what I had to say about
One last
Katherine
thing
Heigl.
on Phoebe is that her blue chef coat, that baby blue chef coat, girl,
It was great.
That was killer. And
Love
that's
it.
really the only thing I had to say about her besides figuring out that she is not Phoebe from Friends.
Yeah.
Whoops.
I really got excited when I saw Ryan Seacrest come out.
Me too.
Because, I mean,
He had some funny lines.
He did have some funny lines. I like that he can, like, poke fun at himself.
Yeah.
I also wrote down, was it still acceptable to make gay jokes about Ryan Seacrest in 2011? Because that was such a big thing.
Yeah.
That was like, Ryan Seacrest is such a homo.
Yeah.
But it's like, that was always, like, the big joke. And
Right.
it's like, you can't just say that about people anymore.
Yeah.
But it was, like, a widely accepted joke.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, this guy's so gay.
Yeah, no one would question it.
No! And speaking of gay, Sarah Paulson plays one of the pregnant women who is competing to give birth to be the first. Wait.
Yeah.
Who is competing to give birth to the
First baby of the year.
First baby of the new year to win $25,000. And it's just like my only exposure to Sarah Paulson at this time and for a long time after that was just her playing straight women.
Yeah.
Which, like, I guess that's fine. But I just, it's interesting because she's, like, super gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of weird, like, me knowing Sarah Paulson now.
Right.
Versus, and then seeing her play this very heteronormative, like, pregnant woman. It's kind of wild.
It is.
Yeah. I think that's all I have on gay, but for now, anyways.
Yeah, I think we'll find a way to bring it up again.
Always.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole competing for the money thing was a little wild to me.
It was, and I understand, like, it's a fun little bit to put in there, but then I stepped back and thought about the practicality of it.
Yeah.
And first off, okay, so it's Sarah Paulson and the kind of creepy character, what was his name?
Timton?
Till Schweiger. They're one couple that's competing, and then the other couple is Jessica Biel and Seth Meyers. Yep. And Seth Meyers is like, oh, yeah, I could really use that money to pay off my student loan. First of all, what student loan is going to be paid off with $25,000?
Yeah, exactly.
Second of all, imagine throwing away your entire birth plan for $25,000. Like, that's not even going to cover your medical, your hospital bill for having the baby.
Right. Like, in the US of A?
Yeah.
Like, that is not worth it.
That's wild.
Wild. Also, I realized, like, how crazy it is that we're like, $25,000 would not even cover our student loans when, like, there's probably people listening that were like, what?
Oh.
But they didn't go to
We went to a lot of school. We went to a lot
Yeah.
of school. So we have really hefty student loans. It's like, try quadrupling that.
Yeah, like, actually, that would probably wipe out quite a few.
But after taxes, too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, exactly.
Come on.
Either way, it's literally not worth it.
No.
And it's weird, but whatever.
Yeah, but, more power to him, I guess.
It was kind of funny, so.
Yeah.
It was a little nice thing in the end, but whatever.
Zac Efron?
Dude, the first thing I wrote about him is, like, he was giving, like, crackhead whack energy.
Yeah. Well, first of all, he was such a baby.
Oh my God, that's what I thought.
His baby face.
Because compared to him now, I forgot what movie he had to, like, maybe he just, like, bulked up in general.
Iron Claw.
Oh, thank you.
Fantastic film.
I knew you would know that.
It absolutely wrecked me, by the way. Don't watch it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, don't watch it.
Oh my God. Okay. So that one he, like, bulked up for. And so that was, like, kind of the latest I have seen him looking like. So yeah, this is so little and baby.
Yeah. Well, but
High School Musical vibes.
Yeah. Kind of, but then, like, I'm in my head, I'm picturing him in, like, High School Musical, 17 again.
Yeah.
This movie, and then, like, Greatest Showman.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, he looks so different in each of those. And it's probably not that far apart, but I don't know.
You know, Greatest Showman, we should do that because I've never seen it.
You haven't? Mm-mm. This is the greatest show.
I do know that song, though.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Doesn't make sense. Oh, yeah, but Zach his character is super slutty, kind of.
Yep.
Or it was that time where it was more socially acceptable to just, like, sexually harass people on the street.
Right.
And be like, ooh, honey, where you going tonight? And, like, oh, I see you, playa.
Yeah.
For, like, a random white dude to be going around just, like, playa.
Especially, in, like, movies and stuff. That was like, that was how you knew, like, a guy had game.
Exactly.
Riz, as the kids call it.
Ooh, gross. But we can, so that storyline, Zac Efron's character is trying to help Michelle Pfeiffer's character meet all of her New Year's resolutions on New Year's Eve before midnight. And
ridiculous.
Yeah, and if he helps her, she will give him tickets to the hottest party in the city.
Oh, yeah.
Now, these aren't just New Year's resolutions like work out a little bit more, or, cook a meal
at home.
Yeah, they are go to Bali, save a life.
That's crazy.
Quit my job.
Like, what?
What else was there? Be amazed. Like, things that are just so incredibly either really broad
Yes.
or oddly specific and cost prohibitive and just wild.
Yeah. Also, like, one of them, someone needs to be dying in order
Save a
for
life.
her to accomplish her goal.
Yeah.
So I don't really get why we're hoping for that.
Right. And I mean, I think Zach did a really good job.
Fantastic job.
Yeah. He's incredibly creative.
Yes.
Like adopting a dog to save a life.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I know.
Taking her to a Balinese spa in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Or the Bronx. Where was it? Bronx?
It's Brooklyn, yeah, because
Okay.
she's like, it's Bali. This is Brooklyn. It's a spa.
So, I mean, he did a great job.
Yeah.
Except for the part where they're, because wasn't she like see the world or something? And they're at that big map
of. Oh, no, it was she
What was
wanted to
it?
walk through all 5 boroughs in a day.
That's what it was.
And then, so he took her there, but he was on the phone with his friend talking shit.
Yeah, and he was talking shit so loud.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, do you really
She's
think she can't
right
hear you?
there.
He's like, yeah, I'm with this crazy old lady. Like, she's really pathetic, but I'm going to get us into the hottest party of the year. And she's literally right there the whole time.
But yeah, he did a great job, but like generally speaking, their dynamic was
It was a lot.
interesting.
It was a little coercive of Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
And a little selfish. And I mean, but I'm happy for her. But then and okay, I have to say this, the thing that I told you before.
Oh, yeah.
I was watching this last night and I was like, wow, she's doing all these things before midnight. Like, that's crazy. And I got the movie mixed up with The Bucket List. So I was like, oh my God, like she's going to do all this and then she's going to die?
He's gonna die.
She's going to die tonight? We're going to watch that? And I was like, oh, no, sorry, wrong movie. It's New Year's resolutions. But then in that case, what are you going to do tomorrow?
Right.
You just quit your job. What are you going to do next?
Yeah.
I don't even want to know how much money all these activities cost because I'm
Exactly.
sure Zac Efron wasn't paying for them.
No, nor should he have had to.
Yeah. And was she paying for them?
I don't know. And did she keep the check that Mr. Boss literally wrote her out?
I wonder how much that was.
I
Also,
want to know too.
did we ever find out what her exact position was? Because he asked her to make coffee, so I was like, is she an assistant or is he just sexist?
Yeah.
Or both?
Yeah, probably both.
Because if she was just an assistant, how does she have money for all this?
Right, exactly. And like, yeah, to work on New Year's Eve, she has to be like, I don't know, something with
Cheese.
cheese.
Abby had
Cheese in her eyebrow.
Just cheese.
Just cheese.
I'll just put it on my blanket.
Normal.
Oh my gosh.
God.
Yeah. So I mean, there's not much substance to that storyline. It's just kind of fun. Like, ooh, how's he gonna do this? We should probably. I don't want to talk about them.
Yeah, I know where you're going.
Oh, sorry.
Ashton Kutcher and Leah Michelle.
Yeah, that one really has always bothered me.
Yeah, they're just two people that have always bothered me. And Ashton Kutcher's just gets worse as the years go on.
He really does. I never was a fan of him.
No.
And I know some people, especially in this era, really were fans of him.
Oh, yeah.
Like big time Ashton Kutcher.
Oh, yeah.
Rock on. I don't know. Like the whole punked era too. Be like, all right, guys, listen up. We got the hottest of the hot. We got Hillary Duff down here, and we're gonna slash her tires. Oh my God, that's crazy. Like, this guy's an asshole. I hate him. And now he's trapped in an elevator with Leah Michelle.
He deserves it.
Yeah, but he likes it. He's a little freak.
Exactly. He was just such a fucking prick from the start.
He was.
To go out at first I thought, oh, was that his like shitty apartment? But no, it was the shitty hallway where
Yeah.
he's ripping the decorations down. Like, fuck you.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Oh,
I'd
and
be
then
so
suddenly
pissed.
Leah Michelle's charm turns your whole New Year's Eve around, your thought on life as a whole. Fuck you.
Yeah, with Leah Michelle in her bandage dress and and Smokey Eye comes in and out of the blue starts singing a song.
Right.
See, the funny thing
In the
is,
fucking elevator, I would have started crying laughing.
Yes. So we find out later on in the movie that so she's trapped in this apartment elevator with Ashton Kutcher.
Yep.
And, you know, she says, "Oh, I'm a singer." Turns out she's a background singer for Jensen. Who is John Bon Jovi, by the way. And she's going to be late to go sing at Times Square New Year's with him. She's like, I was really hoping to go there so he'd ask me to go on tour with him. First of all, that's not how it works.
Like what?
But then they do like a scene where he's singing the song that she's supposed to be singing with.
Yeah.
Like, you know, she's
and
supposed to be doing her
still
background.
in the elevator.
Right.
Yeah.
And then she starts singing the song as well in the elevator. And I just thought, how awkward was this? Like, if this were real life, for her to just start singing this a cappella. Yeah. But she's only singing the background track. Like, she's not doing lead vocals. She's still just like, yeah. Like, that can't sound good.
No. But Ashton was in love.
Oh, he loved it.
He ate that shit up.
Yeah. It was a lot.
Yeah. Another great little, like, very 2011, 2012 tidbit in there, since we mentioned her Smokey Eye. Mm-hmm. The rest is the fact that she left behind her balance bracelet. What the hell was that era? Yes. Kids had, like, in hockey, everyone had, like, the necklace. Mm-hmm. Like, what was that doing?
Yeah. The rubber bracelet that had, like, I don't even know.
It's like some type of, like, isn't it like a metal or something?
Yeah, it's like a little tinfoil center.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to just keep you really
yeah,
balanced.
They charge you $29.99 for a literal rubber bracelet that doesn't do anything.
I mean, it was so, like, rubber bracelet era.
Yeah.
You know, we had the balance bands, the Live Strong. We had silly bands. Oh. We had the I Heart Boobies.
Yep.
Was that a big thing in your guys' school that people got in trouble for, too? Thing.
Yeah, people probably got in trouble for them if they got out of hand, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, people get in a lot of trouble. I think
more so in, like, middle school when people are wearing them.
The boobies.
Yeah.
Yeah, because be like, you can't wear that. And they're like, oh, no, I'm just supporting, like, breast cancer research. It's like, dude, you're 11 years old. You don't care. You're wearing it because it says boobies. And you just, like, saw your first boob in Playboy or something. Yeah, like, you think it's the coolest thing.
Right. And you and your friends just went to Zoomies and picked out matching rubber bracelets.
Yeah. Joke's on you. You just donated to cancer research or whatever it was. Like, you're not actually, this isn't going to get you your first boob, Travis. Or whatever
absolutely.
name is.
His name was probably Travis.
Definitely.
What other characters? Yeah, I feel like that's definitely probably enough, like, airtime for both Ashton and Lea Michele.
I agree. Although I will say, Lea Michele, illiterate.
No, yeah, I mean, she can't fucking read, so.
Yeah. Oh, and after she sang her song, I just said, Lea, you left all the crumbs. We don't have to be this mean, but we're gonna.
Yeah. The endings, her last song, I know you told me it's, like, a very classic New Year's song, but, like, the ball drops and you start, like, in a slow song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Read the room.
I know. Really bringing everyone down.
Read the room, but she can't read.
You're right. That's a lot to ask of her to read the room.
Yeah, this is, wow.
Maybe, you know what? That makes a lot of sense why she just, like, misses the vibe in almost everything, because she is incapable of reading a room. We should really give her a little bit more grace. Because
exactly.
She can't.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, well, I guess justice for Lea Michele.
Careful!
I'll have to think about that one, but yeah, I'm sorry if it's a real issue for you.
Yeah. We should talk about the love story that was probably the most close to our age when this came out, which is Jake T. Austin and Abigail Breslin.
You mean JT Austin?
Yes. Yeah. Another thing that Abby learned today, that it's Jake T. Austin, not JT Austin.
I like my version better.
Well, I do too, but that's not his name. Like, you think people would be like, oh, Abby's not short for anything? I like Abigail better.
Whatever.
I mean, you're still right, but... Oh, my gosh. So, the storyline here is Jake T. Austin wants and Abigail Breslin, they're obviously like each other, and they really want to hang out on New Year's Eve.
Yes.
And they want to meet up in Times Square.
Yep.
But Abigail Breslin's mom, who is, of course...
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Because who else? SJP does not want to let Abigail Breslin go to Times Square for New Year's, which, like, honestly...
Which honestly isn't that wild of a concept.
Super reasonable.
Yeah.
You don't want your 15-year-old to go to Times Square on New Year's unsupervised?
Right.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. But if my mom told me that when I was 15...
Oh, I'd be pissed.
Cut her. Oh, yeah. Pissed.
Yeah. So anyway, I love that they're like, meet at the mall or whatever it is, and Abigail's like, I can't, like, my mom's not gonna let me go. He's like, you gotta come, half of the history class is gonna be there. It's like, so how many kids is that, like 5?
Yeah, like, what?
The history, not even like,
just history class, not your grade. History class.
Right, like, you could say, like, half the school is gonna be there. No. Oh, come on, man. Like...
half of our
1/3 of the history class is going. You gotta be there. It's gonna be lit. Oh, lit didn't exist yet either.
No, it didn't.
This is 2011.
Yeah.
Which was also wild to see a bunch of the, like, references and technology.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, this didn't exist yet. This didn't exist yet. Or, like, this wasn't big yet. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah. I also thought it was funny when Jake T. Austin tried to, like, talk to SJP about letting the daughter go, and the daughter, like, slowly backs away, which is fucking weird. Like, why wouldn't you stand there and, like, just all be in a conversation? And then obviously she doesn't let her go still, and when the daughter goes back up to talk to him, he's like, I don't know what to say, I tried, she fights dirty. I was like, what?
It was so dramatic. It was so dramatic. Nat Wolff.
When I saw him, I was honestly, the children, the young adults, because now they're our age, if not older, which is scary, but they made this movie.
Oh,
you bring Nat Wolff into it.
You know I am preceded for a Nat Wolff film.
Eating it up.
If both members of Naked Brothers Band are in there, I'm at the premiere.
Yeah.
Sign us up. So Nat Wolff is in this film, and at first I was like, wait, he looks familiar. And I was like, no fucking way, that's Nat Wolff.
Yeah. The Nat Wolff.
And he's walking around like...
I think he actually only ends up having one fucking line.
He's got, like, some stupid lines that are like...
yeah.
Like, he doesn't have to be that...
vibe, yeah.
Yeah. But it makes sense. Like, every friend group in their teens needs, like, a little shithead, and it was Nat Wolff in this one, and I'm all for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Love it. I guess since we're talking about, like, the children of the film now,
the children of the
teens of the film, I think probably my favorite quote, very unnecessary, makes no sense, who is the writer on this one, is when the daughter, what's her name?
Abigail Breslin.
That. When she, again, gets, her mom says, nope, you can't go to Times Square on New Year's Eve. And she says, I'm not a little kid. I'm not a little kid. And then she stops, like, are they in a subway station?
The stairs down to the subway.
Yes.
In New York City.
New York City.
1776.
2011. She lifts up her shirt.
To show her bra.
And she says, this is not a training bra. And SJP runs over to her and says, and this is not Girls Gone Wild. One, pretty sure it was a training bra. There was not an underwire in sight.
Yeah.
I don't wear one either, but like...
Well, yeah, a underwire comes nowhere near this body anymore.
In 2025?
Please.
Never.
No, couldn't. In 2011, yeah.
Yeah.
I was wearing underwire bras 24/7. Too bad.
That's crazy.
Dude, I know.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that did that.
Yeah, I would wear an underwire bra and, like, a camisole, and then, like, whatever I was wearing for pajamas.
Oh my God. I was just going to ask if you're okay, but I know you're not.
Obviously not. Clearly. You know I'm unpacking things.
Yeah, I know.
But
wow.
I don't know. puberty does weird things.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're a little
like
self-conscious
yes,
kid
and you're like just figuring it out,
Yeah,
like,
and you're
then you
uncomfortable
get these
in your
fucking
own body.
lumps on your chest that like
yeah, and especially before you like fully go through puberty,
Yeah.
so you're like, I gotta round these out.
Yeah.
These don't look like Barbie boobs. I need to wear a padded bra to bed.
absolutely.
I need to wear a push-up bra to bed every night. Like, no one told us what to do.
No.
Or if someone tried, like if my mom, she probably would be like, oh, like you don't need
to
that.
do that.
Or like
Yeah.
you can wear maybe this like sports bra.
Right.
I'd be like, Mom,
You don't know anything.
Mom, get out of my room.
This is not a training bra.
This is not a training bra.
And flash my titties to my mom.
What was I pushing up with a push-up bra in 2011? Why? No.
Why was that necessary?
Yeah. I mean, I bought that at Victoria's Secret and snuck home that bag.
Oh
Same
my
with my
God.
first thongs,
I
too.
was gonna say our
Washing
friend,
them in the sink so my mom was...
our friend group literally would go to Victoria's Secret. One, I'm really sorry about this, but I didn't do it, but my friend
she
stole
stole?
the thongs too, and then she gave them out to us, and I threw mine in the garbage can because I didn't want to like be stealing.
You were such a good
Yeah.
kid. Oh.
I also wore it once, and like it literally wasn't comfortable.
Oh, I hate thongs.
Yeah, and it was like, I don't know, I didn't really wear leggings back then either, so
Yeah.
there was just like not a point, and like what
Other
this
than
is
to be
in
like,
8th
I'm
grade,
wearing a
like
thong.
yeah, exactly. Like I can actually picture exactly what it looked like, and it had like ruffles that came off the edges too. So
I
like
bet it was so uncomfortable.
literally not comfortable. So that's why I was like, one, I don't want to be a thief. I don't think you should do this. Bleep that name out. And
Police
get her.
stole 8 thongs in 2011. They're still looking for her.
From the
bleep that.
Victoria's Secret at Maplewood Mall.
At the Mall of America. But
yeah.
no, the same thing. Once I then started buying, because the Victoria's Secret, like
Yeah.
5 for 25.
Yes.
I would buy all these like lace thongs. First of all, no one's
For
seeing
who?
those but me. Second of all, like Infection City. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
I know. Like it would have.
It was bad.
Yeah.
Like, I know some people like swear by and just love wearing thongs. Do you like wearing thongs?
No, I generally don't wear underwear most days.
Yeah.
And the only thongs I wear now are like,
I'm actually not wearing.
I'm literally wearing boxers right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, the only thongs I wear now, are like the ones that are literally like
Those really like thin,
like sporty spandexy materials.
Yeah.
There's no wills,
frills.
there's no frills.
Yeah.
No bows, no nothing, no
Sorry,
lace.
Austin.
No frills over here.
No frills. Well, I'm the same way. I'm full butt undie or nothing.
Right, exactly.
Like I want it to look like a parachute when it comes out of the laundry.
If it doesn't, I don't want it.
Exactly. It's
If Austin doesn't get my boxers confused with his own, I don't want it.
then lock her up. She's lost it.
Yes.
If you see anything with like the crotch part that's like this big,
With a bow this big.
call an ambulance. Because I have lost my marbles. Oh my God. Yeah, full coverage.
Full coverage or nothing.
Oh,
man.
anyways, getting back on track, I think we got to talk about Ludacop.
Duh.
Luda. So Ludacris is in this film, right?
Naturally.
Didn't think he'd show up as a cop.
No.
And he's just hanging around Hillary Swank the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time.
Who's the head of the Times Square Alliance.
Yeah.
Why did they need an alliance?
Why did Luda need to be around her the entire time?
Yeah, because he was giving like police chief.
Yes.
I think.
But then your job is just, I don't know. And then I thought it was like a romantic interest. But
Yes, because they were flirty the whole time, and they like would shut themselves in the same room and like be giving each other a pep talk.
Yeah.
And like be kind of touchy. So I was like, okay, maybe he's like, her boyfriend
Right.
or whatever. Later in the film, she's like, I have a surprise for you. out of the elevator comes his wife and kids.
Yeah.
What do you mean he's got a family?
Like,
also, if he's the police chief, what are you doing up here? Like, with the Times Square Alliance, isn't this like a big night for safety?
right. Shouldn't you be on the streets?
Yeah, in the trenches.
Right. Fuck.
God, NYPD, get your shit together.
Oh, speaking of the ball, since you were just talking about it and him being around it, I fucking knew obviously some shit was gonna go wrong with those damn lights on the fucking ball.
Yeah.
And then what, Kreminsky, whatever the fuck his name was, that comes in to save the day. He was such a goober.
He was a goober. And not really in a good way either.
No, not a good way. Like a kind of real, like creepy.
Yeah, like I saw what they were trying to do. Like to make him, you know, the scorned ex-employee who actually was like really good at his job and kind of charming, but they made it weird. They didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
But thank God he saved the day.
Honestly.
You know?
Ugh.
Okay.
I did think it was funny that her, whatever the girl's name is, did you notice when she like licked her fingers and like fixed his eyebrows?
What was that?
I had to mention that.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
that's Hillary Swank is like, okay, like, please go do this for us, like, for me. And then she licks his eyebrows. Well, okay. Maybe not, like, directly tongue to brow.
Yeah,
but like, licks her fingers and then, like, fixes his eyebrows. What's that about?
Both. Like,
What is that about,
my
man? And then he's
God.
like, yeah, anything for you, baby. I'll go fix the
like,
ball.
the hell?
Gross.
Maybe that's who her lover is.
Yeah. Okay, I think our last storyline, we might be missing a couple, but the last one that's actually important, Robert De Niro and Halle Berry. We gotta talk about it, folks. So Robert De Niro's dying, right? And
I was so sad about that.
and look, the one thing that I think is important to say about Robert De Niro, this man has been playing characters on their deathbed for decades. Like, he probably wasn't that old during this movie, right? Probably like his late 60s, 70s.
Right.
I'm making this up,
And
but I think
imagine how much money he made to lay in that damn bed.
Oscar bait.
Yeah.
The lore they gave this man. Oh, and the story is that he's a dying man. I guess no one is coming to his side.
No.
So Halle Berry, the nurse on duty, is going to sit there and watch him die and make him feel loved.
Yeah.
So, you know, he starts talking about his story. What does he say?
He was a photographer in the Vietnam War.
Yeah, what? He was like, well, I'm just delaying the inevitable, you know? You know, when I was a photographer in Vietnam, saw a lot of death. But nothing prepared me for this. What do you mean?
Like any other job, but
No.
and not a soldier.
Oh,
a
no.
photographer.
Yeah.
Huh?
So anyway,
He lived a life.
yeah, he lived a life. They didn't really get too much more into it. Turns out he's Hillary Swank's dad. Which, again,
That was a beautiful moment at the end for them.
I guess so. But,
He said,
it's
"Hell
a
no."
beautiful moment. The problem is, like, okay, great, Hillary Swank left to go be with her dying dad in, like, his last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't care about your job. Be with him all day.
I agree with that. Yeah. It's
Right.
like it's like a beautiful moment obviously at the end and stuff and like she's there, but yeah, what? Like I get it's like obviously this is a big moment of your job and that's important, but yeah, like Robert De Niro just gave like completely lonely vibes, like
Yeah.
he didn't have a family, no one by his side like the entire time, and then you just come out of nowhere in literally the final hour.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I know, you're not a very good daughter. Like,
No.
you're part of the Times Square Alliance. Just do it next year.
Exactly.
Your dad's dying today.
Yeah.
Get
And he
your
won't be
priorities
here
straight.
next year.
Get your priorities straight.
Right.
First of all.
And then, like, she sheds 2 tears and then gets to go.
She goes back.
No,
What did she do? I don't
goes
remember.
to the fucking nursery. The
Oh my God!
nurses take a random fucking lady with street clothes and street germs into the newborn baby area.
Yeah, Robert De Niro dies and Hilary Swank is sitting in his wheelchair. I don't know what they did with his body because he was in that wheelchair. He died, and now she's sitting in the wheelchair. What did they do with him? So he's sitting there and she's crying, and one of the nurses comes up. She's like, hey, you want to see what we do tonight?
Yeah.
What we do to just lift our spirits? Takes her into like the NICU.
NICU.
What are you doing? She's holding all these babies. If I were one of these moms who just gave birth and I found out that the head of the Times Square Alliance is in there like putting her hands all over my newborn baby.
As you were just making a muck in Times Square 40 minutes ago.
That's disgusting.
Then your dad died on your hands. Then you're touching my baby?
That's wild. Not in this day and age. 2011 was crazy.
Crazy.
Another storyline was Josh Duhamel in a tuxedo. Mm-hmm. He's got to make it to New York City because he can't miss it. He can't miss the ambiguous company party, and he's got to make the ambiguous big speech at the company party. So
he's got a big speech.
Yeah, so of course
he hasn't worked on.
Yeah, he's got this really big speech and it's so important for the company party and he hasn't even thought about it at all. Yeah. And of course he befriends this middle-class family in an RV to drive him there. I love too, after they like deliver him to the party, they're like, well, I'm glad you got to see how the other half lives.
Yes.
Okay. Eat the rich.
Eat the rich.
Random dad. Love that for you.
Off.
Oh my God. So anyway, he shows up to the party, the company party. And throughout the film before that, they're showing this, very like dapper, rich, older lady who's hosting this party.
Yes.
She's got a white dog on her the whole night. Turns out she's actually the owner of the company.
I think so.
He's her son.
Yeah.
And he has to make the big speech because I think he's taking over the company. Yeah. Very much Succession vibes for those who know what that is.
No, I don't.
That's all right. We'll get there one day. But yeah, so she's carrying around this little white dog. And it just made me think, at what point of income, like what tax bracket does it become acceptable to carry around an animal all the time? Because like if we did that,
I was gonna say not the one we're in.
Yeah, if we did that and brought that to like our job, they'd be like, "This is actually against policy. Please leave or you're fired." Like, is it billionaire? Like, what level of millionaire?
Right.
What is your GDPR have to be
to carry around a dog?
Yeah,
and I mean, it's always going to be one of those little tiny white yepper dogs too.
Carrying around Great Dane. It's just on your back.
Aw, wouldn't that be cute though, Coley?
Yeah. So yeah, that was another storyline.
Yeah.
There's just so many.
And I did love how SJP and him, that was the one she was meeting.
That was
lovely, little connection.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, so then back on our Halle Berry bullshit. I think this is after De Niro died.
Yes.
Yeah, where I guess she's still on duty, and she puts on this slinky dress, and they're like, ooh, party time. She goes into a private room in the hospital, and what did they do back then? I guess it wasn't Zoom or
Skype.
She Skypes her husband, who is a soldier overseas. And we're like, ooh, military wife vibes. Ooh. That's not even the crazy part. The crazy part is I'm watching this guy, this soldier. I'm like, hang on, that's Common. And he's in it for maybe 30 seconds.
Right.
I bet they paid top dollar to get him, to get Common to be Halle Berry's husband. And
for a minute.
He only shows up via Skype.
Only.
And then the best part
is the crinkling when they disconnect. Like, even at the time, that's not how it looks.
No, it's like, oh my God, is there are they being attacked? Oh my God. It cuts out like, it's like, oh God.
Like, Skype doesn't do that.
No. Oh, look, the ball has dropped a little bit. We're getting closer to midnight, everybody. Oh, I hope we can
complete all our resolutions before it drops.
Yeah.
And go to the biggest party of the year.
Because we got tickets.
Yeah.
Because we're cool. So I know we talked about a lot of the cultural references and such of the time. Culture. A couple more I think we should just
Absolutely.
mention.
I mean, because it was an era.
It was.
One I loved.
I did too. It was so featured in this movie really highlights this was the era of a smoky eye.
Oh, yeah. Everyone
Everyone in full glam had a smoky eye.
Yep.
Make those eyes look real small.
Yeah.
Just cover them in black.
Cover 'em in black.
It's the era of men in a V-neck t-shirt.
So many V-necks.
Ashton Kutcher wearing a V-neck, like, with a hoodie, an open hoodie.
Oh my gosh.
And pajama pants. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, that was big. Era of Angry Birds, they had to feature it.
Of course.
Yeah, like there was one of like the security guards or something, or who was it?
Yeah.
Maybe the boss or
Maybe. Yeah. Was playing.
Yeah, someone's playing Angry Birds. That was huge.
Of course.
Big time era of Sofia Vergara.
Oh, yeah.
She's in it. Which I like Sofia Vergara.
I like her too.
I get frustrated when like, every time her character is the same.
The same.
Yeah.
Every time. Yeah.
You know, like the woman who kind of speaks broken English, but like
Right.
her boobs are out,
Yeah, exactly.
So
It's, yeah.
it was that era
The
very
same
much
thing.
so.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's still in that era.
Is she still doing much? Like,
I don't know if she's doing a whole lot, but
yeah. I feel like saw
if
that-
she is, it's the same type of
it's
characters.
probably gonna be, yeah.
I think another big one was Facebook.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Facebook.
That was one thing I feel like I forgot to mention during what the hell I was doing during this time. I had gotten a Facebook in I think probably 8th grade. And it's my favorite thing to get throwbacks on my Facebook now from that time period.
Ooh.
There's a lot of quality content from
should read
2011,
some of them
2012.
off.
We really should.
That should be in our promo for sure.
Yeah.
Where were you in 2012?
Looking at our Facebooks.
I never posted anything on Facebook.
I have some good ones.
Yeah, like
Yeah. So does Austin.
Oh, yes.
Actually, like once he said like I want some Chinese food and he spelled Chinese wrong.
He doesn't remember that.
I have a picture of
Conveniently.
it, so
Well, yeah, we'll need to share some of our highlights in digital footprint.
absolutely. Yeah, please check out our socials for
Yeah.
that.
And that's funny too because you could tell Facebook was so big at the time because Zac Efron was trying to explain to Michelle Pfeiffer like why these party tickets were so important.
Right.
He was like, "Oh, there's hot girls everywhere, and like you can pretend to be someone you're not. It's like Facebook but real." It's like, oh my god, this is so of the time.
Yeah.
Oh, Vera Bradley era,
Oh.
which like honestly, I'm still in my Vera Bradley era. No, did you never?
I never entered. I never will enter. It's not for me.
That's fine. I wasn't like big into it. I
Right.
just really wanted like the duffel.
I was gonna say everyone had the duffel.
And I still love my duffel.
Yeah.
I really
That's
do.
the thing. I feel like that will give Vera her credit that so many girls had that duffel and all of them who had it still
use
have it. And
Yeah.
it's still in great shape. And
Yeah.
those are the products I know and love. So I can respect that. It's just wasn't for me.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wasn't like, I didn't want like the backpack and
Right.
like this case and that case. It's just like, nah, like I like this print.
Yes.
I want the duffel.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. I think the duffel was like the best of its time.
I feel like Vera's kind of having a comeback lately.
I think so.
Good for her.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen that.
Good for you, Pookie.
Pooks is killing it. Oh man. Well, gee whiz.
Gee
Is the ball
willikers.
just about to drop any minute
Oh
now?
my gosh. It's almost like we have 10 seconds.
Dare I say 10 seconds left? Yeah, we can talk about our resolutions now. I don't either. So to be honest,
Let's think of one. Let's think of one.
One.
Well, okay, this past year,
yeah.
you had a resolution.
Yes,
right?
yeah, actually we both did.
Which
We
is
kind of uncharacteristic, yeah, because neither of us are big into resolutions. And this one was kind of like a super general one. But I just wanted to make more art, do more creative things. And look at that. Here we are. So I'd say that came true this year.
That's fantastic.
And what was yours?
So, look, I'm sick and tired of the resolutions that are so broad or like...
Right. Like create more art.
Yeah, or the ones that like...
Stupid.
Insane.
Yeah.
I mean, but
work out more.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like, okay, what does more mean? I
Right.
mean, once would be more.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I never even make them either. Because I'm like, I just do what I want when I want it.
Right. And I have so much anxiety and I'm disappointed in myself all the time anyways. Why would I choose something to like make myself feel like a failure?
Exactly. But I'm also throughout the year, I'm constantly setting myself up to do the next thing, the next goal, and then not doing it and, you know, having anxiety about it. So it's like, I don't need to do that at the beginning of the year. I did that last week.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So anyways, I picked something that was attainable for me.
Right.
Which was to not be afraid to poop in public when other people are also in the bathroom. Because, I mean, maybe men don't have this problem. Austin and Max can maybe weigh in. But, you know, you're in the bathroom. You gotta go number 2. You're like, oh my God, like there's someone in the next stall. I should wait until they're done. And then when I know that the bathroom is clear,
let her rip.
I can let it fly. And you know what? I am losing so much time in the bathroom because I'm waiting for other people to leave before I fart. Why would I do that? Everybody poops. Ever read it? I have.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and then I thought, okay, if this person in the next stall is also waiting for me to leave for them to poop.
It's just a standoff.
I'm going to give them the freedom to also let it fly.
Yep.
And you know what?
You should.
I have fulfilled that resolution.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm just letting it fly everywhere.
She actually told me this at the beginning of the year.
Because I wanted to be held accountable.
Right. And I think that's great. And I remember I also was like, I need to fucking start doing that. It's seriously the stupidest thing ever.
It's so dumb.
Because I'm sitting there waiting.
Yeah.
And like, then everyone like, I go back to my office. Like, I was gone for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
obviously, you know what I'm doing.
Right.
What am I afraid of? That Jenny from HR is going to know that I poop? Like, Jenny poops too, I bet. Like, what are we doing, folks?
Right.
So anyways, I told Abby and our friend Quinn, I was like, hey guys, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to need you guys to do it too.
Yeah.
We're starting a revolution.
Poop
did you do it?
Unapologetically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was successful in sometimes. I don't think I was as strong as you are just because it wasn't my own resolution from the jump, but it was definitely something that
you thought about
I thought about, yep.
Yeah. So you heard it here first, girls. 2025, if you're not pooping
unapologetically
loudly already,
loud and proud,
2025 is your year.
And that's probably going to be our only resolution for 2025.
Yeah.
And to, keep doing our podcast and grow and become world-renowned podcasters. But yeah, that's totally just a little side thing that we would like.
Our a bit niche resolution is to grow the pod.
Yes.
And your resolution should be to listen to the pod and to share the pod.
Yes.
The pod.
The pod.
The pod.
The pod. And with that, the ball is dropping any second now.
Oh my God. 10.
Oh my God. Everybody get ready.
Get ready. It's New Year's.
The ball's dropping.
The ball's about to drop.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! You want to do my New Year's Well, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
We want to wish you all a very happy New Year.
Thank you for supporting us in our very first few episodes of A Bit Niche in 2024. So keep tuning in 2025.
Keep listening to the end of this episode.
That's right. And like, comment, and subscribe. It helps us so much. Share our stuff.
Please. And make it one of your New Year's resolutions to leave us a review. Ring that notification bell. Ring that bell.
Ring that bell.
Ring that bell.
Ring that bell.
Thank you. Please do it. That's a wrap for this here New Year's special.
Bye.
Easy car, lead me nowhere, lead me nowhere. Actually, it's made for that, it's for that. I've never seen you cry. Right now, baby, why, oh why? Take my hand and be my woman just for a day.
Wait, so he's talking to like full-grown women.
Lazy car, lead me nowhere, lead me nowhere.
I'm gonna try a different
Quality
one.
of this is wild.
It was really crazy. Naked Brothers Band, 3 seasons. That's crazy. Car. Do you remember this one?
I think.
Love.
Oh, yeah, it is.
If that's not ship, then what is? If that's not music, then what is?
It's